Hi, my name's Leon Price. I'm a Romany Gypsy, and I want to tell you a bit about my life before I met Jesus. I was an alcoholic. I was a person who was a part of a gang, and I was broken. That's the truth. I was really broken deep down. And I was brought up in a Christian home. My mum told us there was five of us all together. There was three boys and two girls. Me being the oldest boy, and as we was growing older, my mum would tell us stories about Jesus. How come there was a man called Jesus? How come there's a sun? How come there's a moon? And how come there's a world? And how come there's good and evil, bad in this world? And as we was growing up, I gave my life to Jesus when I was about 16, and I got baptized when I was 17, and I started going to church and start to really go and getting on fire for God. And but then I turned around and started to go the worldly way, and I thought the world could offer me more than what Jesus did. So I turned my back on God, left Him completely, and from the age of about 18 to 23, my life completely went downhill. From there, I turned to drink, I turned to violence, I turned to all sorts of stuff, and to crime. And I lived my life in public house during the day. I lived my life in nightclubs at night. And thirdly, my third home used to be a police station, and the fourth home used to be a solicitor's, and a fifth home used to be a courtroom. And I was broken, and I used to go out each day and just trawl mobile phones out of parts, people's handbags, and that used to pay for my addiction and my alcohol. And I used to go and sit in the pub during the day, and I used to sell them phones, and then like do a deal with the person who was buying the phone off me and say, well, I'll sell you a phone for £30 plus a pint or 2 pints, depends how much of the value of the phone was. And that's how I paid for my addiction. And and then what I used to do as well at night time, I used to go out night clubbing. I used to pick my victim up out at night time during the night. And about half an hour before closing time of the nightclub, I used to pick my victim out and who I was going to fight that night. And I used to go to a shop to get a bag of chips or a can of pop, and I'll wait outside the nightclub, and that person will come out who I spotted that night to have a fight with. And I bump into him, and he knocked me can of pop out of my hand or my bag of chips, and then I turn around, and that was it. There was just fighting, and I just lose my anger, my rage, my violence, all on him, on that person. I'll take it out. And the truth was is that I was broken inside, and I was searching for something, and I didn't realize it was God, who I really truly was searching for. So I thought, well, okay, I'll get with a girl, and I'll get married to her, and I'll live with her, and I have some children, and then maybe that will be the satisfying of my life. Maybe I move on in life that way. Maybe my life will turn away from the badness, then, and I'll be happy, and I'll live a life of happiness. Well, that's not the truth. I got with him, and by the time I got with her, after the second child, I turned violent on her. And when I used to, if I was watching a game, I used to be crazy on football. And if my team was losing a game, I used to take it out on my wife, my violence. Used to take my violence, my anger, and my rage out on my wife. And my kids used to be shaking. They used to hide us up upstairs underneath the bed because how scared they was of being around me, because they didn't know if the football game was going to go a winning way or a losing way, because they didn't want to see the dad doing what they was doing to their mum. And I used to be really bad to their mum. I used to hit her, punch her, kick her really bad. And if I couldn't, I used to chase her out for the front door. If she was hiding upstairs underneath the bed, I'd turn the bed over just to get to her, to give her an hiding. And then and then like one night, and I was sitting on Facebook, and a voice coming to my head said to me, get in contact with a friend of mine I used to go to church with, and asked him when's his next church meeting. So I did. I messaged him on Facebook, And I turned around and he said to me, "Where are you?" And I told him, and he come and said, "Would you mind if I come round to you now to have a chat with you?" And I said, "No, of course you can." So he come round, knocked on my door, and he said, "Come with me. I want you to meet someone." And little did I know, it was a pastor of his church. So I went there in his car, went round the pastor's house at the time, and I really dedicated my life back to Jesus. And you know what? Not only did he really change my life, but he restored my marriage. He restored my relationship with my children. He restored my relationship with my family members as well. Not just my wife and children, but with my brothers and sisters and mums and dad. And I just want to say that what Jesus has done for me, he can do for you. And I've seen amazing things what God can do. I've seen the blind see, I've seen the deaf hear, and I've even been healed of cancer as well. You know what I mean? I could tell you more and more what God has done. And I'm nothing special. I'm just saying to you that I'm just saved by the mercy and grace of Jesus Christ. And I mean, if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And you can be saved today by the mercy and grace of Jesus Christ. God bless you.